This might just be the dumbest thing we've ever done. Having had our passports officially stamped, marking our final departure from French Polynesia, we've found ourselves trapped by some of the most beautiful islands we've ever seen. Having spent the last 2 weeks exploring the cruise's answer to Bora Bora, it really is time that we make our move towards the exit. But can we break with tradition and fit plans and sailboats in the same sentence without it all falling apart? So we've been watching the swell outside the atoll here, waiting for the waves to die down enough that we can get out safely. We are hoping that we can get out this morning because there's a really nice weather window, but we don't know quite if they have calmed down enough. So we're going to send the drone up. We are just next to the pass in this anchorage, so we don't have to fly it very far. We're going to get eyes on the waves and see how scary and terrifying or calm and lovely it looks, and then we'll make our decision about whether we can actually get out of here today or not.
I mean, answer me this. What did sailors do before they had drones to go check out their pass ahead of them? Because, like, we've not used the drone a huge amount for this, but we can use it for checking coral heads ahead of us. We can use it for checking the pass and the waves. Like the old-timer sailors, they didn't have
Do you think
that.
they were just more hardcore? So here, we can't get eyes on the waves in the pass from the boat until it's too late, basically. It's like a big right-angle turn. And we saw a boat going out the other day, and they got to the corner and turned into it, looked at it and went, oh, that looks terrifying, and tried to turn around. And the current pushing them out of the atoll, because it's always outflowing, there's only one pass here, just took the boat sideways and headed them towards the pass. So they just had to turn and go with it. There's a little moat, a little island in between us and the actual pass. So we couldn't see how they fared in the breaking waves right at the pass
Maybe
entrance.
they didn't make it.
Well, I don't know if I saw them. I saw our boat sail past outside. We're just going to hope it's them.
Probably the rescue boat.
Probably, yeah.
Good news, it looks like there is a pass. We've seen it where the waves literally closed the entrance with breaking waves, whereas I can see a gap. So that's good.
A gap is always good.
We're just on the edge of the signal. It keeps dropping out and I don't want to lose the drone.
Definitely not.
Not today. I see a small fishing boat has come through the pass, so it can't be that bad.
Can't be that bad. So when we came in the other day, we had waves of like maybe 1.7. They are forecast to be 1.9 today, so they are still a little bit higher, and it's going to be harder going out into them. But I think the swell has turned slightly southwest instead of directly south, so maybe that will give us a bit of shelter. I think we're probably just going to go for it and cross our fingers and see what happens. It's kind of the Red Sea's way, isn't it? So we're just coming around the corner to get the first sight of the pass, so we can see the breaking waves on the far side of the reef. We've just managed to spot the green marker, and then this side of it should be some blue water rather than white. And then hopefully it's not too awful. I think I can see some blue water. So it's definitely going to be bouncy. Like, the swell is rolling in the channel so much that like 200 meters away from the exit, we're already kind of hobby horsing through the waves, but we've done worse.
We've got 4 knots of current pushing us out.
Whee!
Going at 7 knots over ground.
I would say these feel smaller than when we came in, but the forecast was for them to be bigger.
I mean, they look quite substantial, but I think they're coming from a different angle or something. They definitely don't feel as lumpy and rocky as our entrance.
Yeah, I feel like on the way in we were surfing a lot more than we would be with these. Mind you, I've just seen it come up through the trampolines.
It's the big plateau of white over there. All right, sweet. We are free from the pass and all the standing waves that it creates as kind of an apron outside. Ironically, another boat has rocked up behind us. I'm not sure if they're about to go in or if we're going to be on the same path for the next few while, but now that we're out in the open ocean, it is time for the ASIM. I think the fucking big sail is due another outing. What do you say?
just as we were celebrating getting the Falcon up, I looked up to appreciate our wonderful logo and all the bright colours, and there's actually a big rip in one of the panels at the top. So we've got quite a sizable hole. Now, before it gets any bigger, I think we're gonna have to drop it, maybe just fly a Genoa, and at the other end, try and repair that with, I'm not entirely sure what. We got rid of our old spinnaker. That could have been quite good patchwork material, but I'll find something. But oh man, what a shame.
Brand new spinnaker, and it's ripped within less than a year of use, like 6 to 8 months.
It's about 6 times we've flown it.
Yeah, we've flown it 6 times. And on number 6, we have a reasonably sizable tear in the canvas. That's in the nylon, I should say. And we've been very careful using the sock provided as well, even though I wanted to put it on a furler, but furlers cost more than the sail, so. Bit bummed about that.
Yeah, right.
Ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Going. All right, the Genoa's out, but we're going to put the fishing lines out and see if that makes us feel better with all of our new little
Tackle.
tackle. Yeah, we didn't get any lures, did we? But we got some little fishing parts in Raiatea the other day, so this will be our first test for them. Oh, you're getting the big dogs out.
I mean, this is going to be, if anything ever bites on this, I honestly don't know what what's it called? The weight, the strength, yeah, the breaking strength of this particular filament. I have no idea. So we might lose the lure, but equally, it's just kind of fun. I don't really understand why people use fishing rods, because
We've had great success with our handrail and it just kind of seems easier.
it seems like a lot more work to use a rod.
But it looks more professional.
Yeah, going fishing.
Yeah!
Yeah,
Look at you!
with my fishing rod. Rah.
Make
Totally
it look
understand.
good now.
Like that?
That was wonderful. It looked like you were nearly about to let go of the rod.
I don't know how much we should let out.
No, I don't really know either. Should we do it about there?
Okay. One man in the sea. Arr, I don't understand.
I mean, that would be awesome if you just caught like a tuna right there.
Just don't understand, like, it seems an awful lot of work.
Yeah.
And also this reel is tiny, so like,
It's a wee diddy one.
if anything bites, it's gonna be hilarious. An old faithful.
This is it. I'm just going to go with the handrail on the other side with the absolute monster lure. We are definitely not going fast enough to catch anything this big.
No, not today with
But it
this
has got
vinegar.
our extra little weight on it to keep it down off the surface. So that is going to make all the difference.
Gonna catch a marlin.
I have total faith. Although I haven't practiced throwing this off with a weight on it, so I might just drop it on my toes.
Hook yourself.
Eek! Right, it's competition. Who's going to catch a fish first?
You.
And who catches the yummier fish? And who lands it quicker? Place your bets now. Ready! All right, it is time to switch things up. I'm going to try and enjoy the day. The conditions today are so nice. We have a really deep downwind run. The waves are just going with us, so they're not even that big. We're just lolling along with the Genoa. We're not going as fast as we wanted to, but that's okay. We've got time. It's not the end of the world. We just had quite a stressful departure in the end. What we didn't show you was that when we went to start our port engine with the brand new starter battery that we just got a couple of weeks ago, it was completely flat. So we had to jump start it with the battery from the other one, and then we were rushing to get out the pass before the waves kind of picked up again. So it was all a little bit stressful. And then the news of the spinnaker just was like the icing on top of the cake. So hopefully we'll catch a fish. Even if we don't, there's blue skies, nice sunshine, and we're sailing. It's fine, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Okay, so where are we going, you might ask? And that is a very good question. For those of you who are keeping score, the idea of going up to Hawaii and back over toward the States, we've had to rule that one out basically due to visa issues. We couldn't get a B1, B2, even if we were to try. It would involve flying and interviews and all that sort of stuff. So we are going to head west across the Pacific. We still don't necessarily know where, we're going, but we know we're heading on that direction on the compass at least. However, where we're going now is a little bit more interesting. And why is it interesting, Bri?
So last night we went around to a friend's boat for drinks, stayed quite late.
Very late.
And that was quite dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Because they came up with a really good idea and we stole it. And they told us about this other little atoll just over here that sounds really cool. And we were like, well, if we're all the way here and we're passing anyway, how could we not stop? So I know...
The real issue is that this atoll is still part of French Polynesia. So even though we are checked out officially, we're not meant to be in the waters of French Polynesia anymore. We're exiting.
And we are going. We are making our best effort.
It's just that someone happened to put a really tasty ice cream stand right next to the door.
So yeah, we're going to go check out this other place. It's like a day this way. And see how long we stay there until we eventually move on. But I promise you, we are going west.
Are we telling people what the little atoll's called?
If we remember.
So we were in Maupiti, which is ITI at the end. And then that's meant to mean like small island. And we're going to Maupiaha, which I'm guessing means tiny island.
Yes, I think it's literally just an atoll with no island even in the middle. So it's back to kind of what we're more familiar with.
Atolls, yeah. And like so Maupiti had like a small village. Maupiaha, I think, only has a small family.
Yes, there's really not a village at all. There's maybe even 2 houses. We'll find out. It sounds like incredibly remote. And I was saying that about here. So
yeah. So our argument is that we need to be able to pull over for repairs, which we're allowed to do.
Did you rip the spinnaker on purpose just so that we had an excuse?
Definitely not. I'm raging about that. Yes, there is much to be done about that. But no, it means that we could argue that we needed to pull over for repairs. And therefore, if someone decides that they're going to come knocking on the door of the atoll, which is quite unlikely, there's no authorities in the area. We did have the Marines in a jet doing low passes of us just the other day.
I was just thinking that. They literally came over the tiny little island that we were in and swooped over the anchorage twice. They did
really
like a
low
big
flying.
loop around. Yeah, we hid.
We hid away from them in case they were doing some horrible test. I don't know. But I don't think anyone's going to come knocking on the door of Maupiaha. So we should be safe to pull over there, do some repairs. And if that repair happens to include scuba diving to check the keeler, I check the anchor when it's in situ.
Definitely.
And the surrounding area.
And the very surrounding area to where the nice diving is, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Wise.
Of course.
Well, the sun is starting to head towards the horizon, so we are getting to the perfect time of day to catch a fish, and we thought that we might have been in luck, but now I'm not so sure.
I don't think there's any on this, but we're really not used to this whole fishing rod situation because you're meant to have this little adjuster on the top, which will like allow the fish to take the line when it bites.
Yeah.
And I thought I said it right, and then we looked over and we're like, oh, all the line is out. So maybe I just didn't tighten it down enough. It's hard to tell. Because we're in these waves, it sort of occasionally feels like there might be something there, but I don't think there is.
There was a bird that was very interested in the lure earlier, and it did sort of like dive down and get a little bit tangled up in the line, but it flew away again, so hopefully it is not too traumatized, but it's not looking terribly hopeful. And now it's going to take you like all night to reel that in.
I don't understand the efficiency of this. This just feels like sport. It's like additional exercise for no reason. And not that I'm super lazy, but...
Is it even reeling it in, or is it just passing it around in circles?
I think it's going in.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's just the lure that I'm feeling. Whew, 30 minutes later.
And there's no fish.
But there's still a hook.
Hooray! That's some kind of success.
Is it? Is it really?
I'm not really sure it is at all. I was just trying to be positive.
That's tiring.
Well, there's no success yet on catching any fish for dinner. However, we have a little sneaky trick because just as we were leaving Tahiti, our friend Steph and Cole caught a massive marlin and came and like gave us a huge steak.
Our friends Steph and Cole, who are like world record holding spearfishers.
Yeah.
Like she holds like the world record for the biggest fish. I don't know, something special.
Yeah.
So they know what they're doing, clearly, because they just rocked up and like, we were just outside the pass, picked up a marlin. Do you want some?
As you do.
And there's this huge lump of fish.
Yeah, I had never eaten marlin before, but it's really yummy.
It's very good, yeah. It's kind of steaky. It's like fish steaks.
Yeah, we ate a few steaks at the time, and then I cooked the rest of it into a huge fish curry and then just popped it in the freezer. So now, when we're on passage, and I don't really want to be inside for a long time cooking,
Wobbles.
because of waves like that, we can just get it out of the freezer and reheat it, and then, hey, we didn't even have to put any effort in and we're getting fish for dinner.
Free food! How's it looking?
It smells so good.
It does, it really does.
It's like a coconut curry with marlin chunks in.
Just as you do. A coconut curry with marlin chunks.
I know, right? I don't know if marlin is good in curry. We're about to find out. Maybe I've ruined it. Ta-da! So beautifully presented. It's kind of getting dark now, so you can't really see it. But just imagine it's like a 5-star restaurant.
It's one of those fancy restaurants where they make you eat in the dark.
Oh, my brother went to one of those in London, and yeah, you literally go in and you're completely, well, maybe you're not blindfolded.
They just turn the lights off.
They just turn the lights off, and you just have to eat everything, and they describe what it is. So it's all about like the texture and the taste of the food. Maybe it was just invented because somebody was like, oh no, I messed up the presentation. How can we fix this? Turn the lights off, they won't see it.
I mean, if it were me, it would mean that I just got like the local ready meal that you put in the microwave, and then bang, it's done, put it on a plate, then turn the lights off and sell it for like $300 a plate.
I think we've got a new business idea here.
It might be a little bit hard to get people to come.
Yeah, you've got to come out to here, to the middle of the Pacific Ocean. That's part of the appeal.
And wait till nightfall.
Well, it's 10 p.m. now. I've just had a little sleep for a couple of hours. Ian has just gone down. We were debating throwing in a jibe because the wind has been shifting slightly and we've been kind of trending south of where we want to go to. And we were just about to put the sail out on the other side and then decided actually the wind has shifted back again. So I think we'll leave it for 3 hours and hopefully we will continue getting vaguely in the direction of where we want to go. And then when we switch over our shifts again, we may throw in a jibe at that point. We could also like come round the south of the atoll in the morning and kick up to the pass. But we are just watching the time because we definitely want to time this right to high tide, which is at like 2 p.m. I think.
Well, it's just coming up on 3 a.m. We're kind of just running 3-hour shifts at the moment. Really, that's just to allow, when I finish my shift around 4:30, 5 o'clock, I should be able to get to bed before the sun rises, which would be nice. Sadly, we haven't got the Falcon up because of that tear, so we are going really quite slow. 3.5, 4 knots at best, out of like 12 knots of wind. So these are the kind of passages that torture me because if we had the Falcon, we'd be going out of 12 knots through 6 knots, maybe 5. But instead, we're just crawling along at 3, 4. But hey, we'll get there at some point. A little bit later than planned, but that's okay.
The sun has come up now, but unfortunately the wind has not. So we're still seeing like 7 or 8 knots and we are only making about 3 knots of boat speed. It's been a really simple, easy night, but we really haven't made that much progress. And so now it is just all a timing game. We've still got about 35 miles to go. And we definitely want to hit this pass directly on high tide because this atoll is so small and low to like, what's the word? It doesn't have like very much height. So there's only one entrance and exit for the sea to get in and out of the lagoon. But the waves crash over the sand so easily and over the reef that it fills up from swell. So there's always an outflowing current. And it's pretty shallow. So we definitely need to hit it at high tide and we would like as least amount of current coming out as possible. So we are aiming for 2 p.m, but that might mean we need to keep our boat speed up at 5 knots. So we've been doing our best not to put engines on overnight, but we may have to succumb quite soon and motor sail because with the Genoa, there's just not enough wind to keep us moving. I think most of our forward progress is just coming from the waves and the current sort of pushing us along. So we are closing in, but just not quite as fast as we would like. Now with the engine running, I'm really not sure that this Genoa is giving us anything at all. We're only seeing like 5 or 6 knots apparent, which is barely enough to keep it full. So we were thinking of heading kind of south of the atoll and then jibing back up to it, but I'm tempted to just fill the Genoa and then point directly to where we want to go. If most of our speed is coming from this engine anyway, we may as well kind of go in a direct route. I just hate putting the sails away because we would always prefer to be sailing, but I'm trying to recognize that it's really doing not very much at all. On the plus side, we are now on track to get there at 2 p.m. for high tide, so there's a positive. Yeah, we haven't lost any speed since I put the Genoa away, so that was definitely the right decision. We can maybe put it out again later if the wind appears. And now I'm just watching a little tiny rain cloud come up behind us, so I'm just going to put up our kind of temporary rain curtain here to try and keep the cockpit dry. But otherwise, there's not much happening.
Five hours of motoring with basically zero wind, and I'm very happy to report land ho. It's so different from Maupiti. Maupiti had that wonderful mountain in the middle, and it's way over the horizon now, we can't see it. But this is just a flat atoll, way more like the Tuamotus that we've seen before. There's one pass, it's actually around on the northwest side over there, so we're gonna go around the top of the atoll to get in. And then, yeah, just a couple of motus create this ring. And as far as we know, not that many people live here. I think there's only like one family live in this whole place. I'm quite excited. A couple more hours, we should be around the top of the atoll, swing down into the pass, and hopefully the current isn't too bad for us. Certainly the waves should be okay because the waves are coming up and we are going to be heading down. So yeah, all being well, it'll be an easy entrance. Say it.
I don't want to be one of those channels who just eats on camera and says, yummy. I mean, it is yummy.